Welcome to the 12th and final week of your Simply Aroma Consultant Training Program. It's been an amazing 3 months, and our hope is that you've taken the time to work through each of the 11 weekly trainings and the call to action homework associated with them so that you now have a strong, thriving business with bookings on your calendar, a growing team, and a consistently increasing income. If that's the case, it's now time for you to set some goals for your business. Today I want to talk you through a simple but powerful goal setting exercise. This will support you as you define what you want for your business going forward. Before I do that, however, I want to encourage you to just take some time and really dream big. What would you attempt if you knew that you would absolutely succeed in your Simply Aroma business? Take some time and create a dream list or board. Let your mind kind of go out and play. You don't have to be tied to the outcome, you're just dreaming. Until you really know what you're shooting for and what you want, it's hard to clarify your goals. Let's step into the goal setting exercise now for the rest of today's training. You're looking at a visual goal setting tool I developed called the Anatomy of a Goal. As you can see, it's a pyramid. You can download a blank copy of this form on the Simply Aroma website, and I recommend that you do that before you watch this video. I'd like to talk you through how to use this sheet, not only for your own goal setting, but as you build and begin to work with your new consultants to help them set their goals as well. Let's start with the tip of this pyramid. This is the goal, what you want. Example, I want 3 new team members per month. I want $3,000 in personal sales per month. I want to quit my full-time job by year end. I want to promote to the next level within 3 months. Make sure that you're very clear and precise with this part. The middle of the pyramid is your why. Why do you want that goal? What is it worth to you to have it? That's a really important question. What if obtaining this goal could change your life significantly? What would that be worth to you? In coaching, we use a scale of 1 to 10. So on a scale of 1 to 10, it must be a high number. If the why is not a high number, you're not going to make it happen, because the next area that we're going to be looking at is what you're willing to do. And if it's not important to you, the energy that you're going to commit to this is probably not going to be very intense. The bottom portion of the pyramid, you'll notice, is not only the largest, it's also the foundation. The other 2 sections rest upon the bottom portion. Now this portion represents what you are willing to do in service of that goal. Now you can't control the goal. Let me repeat that because it's really important and possibly something that you maybe haven't heard before. Because generally we're told, write down your goals, but you can't control the goal. You can't control whether or not you'll actually recruit 3 people per month. You can control what you're willing to do, the action you're willing to take in order to make that goal a reality. So what are you willing to do to recruit 3 people per month? What actions will you take? What actions will you commit to on a consistent basis? I'm going to hand out recruit bags at every party. I'm going to talk to at least 5 people per week. I'm going to make at least 10 follow-up calls per week. I'm going to invite people to an opportunity event that I hold once a month in my home. Those are action steps. Those are things that you can absolutely control. Can you control the outcome of those? No, you can't. And if you're putting action behind your goals, that's what you can control. You should have 3 different whys for every single goal and as many action steps as you can think of. I've actually left 9 spaces for action steps for every one goal that you have. It seems almost excessive, and I'll tell you, the more action steps that you can commit to that goal, the more chance you have of actually realizing it. And the more creative you can be with those action steps, the better. Because when you start getting down to the 7th, 8th, and 9th step, you have to start asking yourself, okay, what else could I do? What else? So let's talk about how you make a plan to use these steps. First, let's assume that your goal is to promote to the next level within the next 2 months. Well, first, you have to know intimately exactly what it will take for you to reach the next level. So go to your marketing plan, and if you don't have it or know what it is, go to your upline and ask her for their help. Focus on the next step and then know how much in personal sales, how many recruits, and how much in group volume you're going to need. Because if you don't know what it takes, how are you going to get there? And then break it down by month and write it down. What do I need to do in personal sales, recruiting? What does my group need to do? Break that down. So example, you need 6 recruits within the next year. That's 1 recruit every 2 months. That's easy, right? It will seem a lot more doable to you if you look at it that way than if you take the whole chunk. It's the old adage, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. You break it down into smaller, digestible bites, and then you write it down. This is what I need to do in October, November, December, etc. So you step into each month not only knowing what your goal is, but more importantly, knowing what you need to do that month to stay on track toward reaching your ultimate goal. If you have a goal of 2 recruits per month, you're looking at what that's going to take for you. So you want to also have a weekly time to check in with yourself to monitor your progress. On a scale of 1 to 10, how did I do this week toward my goals? Did I show up for myself? Did I follow through with the actions that I had committed to in service of that goal? And if I didn't, then what am I going to do differently next week? That's one of the things that's so valuable about being in any sort of coaching relationship is you come to that call or that meeting with that person each week and you have someone else saying, how did you do? And if you didn't follow through, what did you learn and how are you going to stay on track next week? The coaching relationship really is powerful in large part because of that accountability piece. The bottom line is setting goals is an important part of your Simply Aroma business planning. And just knowing what you want isn't enough. You have to take the time to define why it's important to you and really importantly, what action steps you can take to make sure that you're doing everything possible to make it happen. Your action step for this week is to download the Anatomy of a Goal worksheet from the Simply Aroma website and complete that worksheet for at least 1 business goal that you have for yourself for the next 6 months. Remember, this is a great tool to use with your team as you support them in growing their businesses as well. That concludes the 12-week consultant training program. It's been my absolute pleasure and honor to support you over the course of the last 3 months, and I'm certain that the business tools that you've learned through these trainings will support you in creating the Simply Aroma business of your dreams. I wish you the best of luck as you build your business.